Hey Aaron, this is T Walker aka Tanner. Doing a response video to your skills video because I thought it was awesome. You brought up a lot of good points, and which is why I have a question for you. Um, Everybody knows I'm making my own system. It's going, but what you said about skills makes sense. That a fighter should be able to do everything a fighter should be able to do. You shouldn't have to pick skills to, say what you're able to do. If you're a fighter, right, there are some like core abilities that you should have to be a fighter. Which, for the most part, I agree with. That makes sense. Or you're a thief, you should get the thief skills. And I liked the way you ran it in we were at these, I think it was 3.5, you just roll your character level and add that as a bonus to the skill you're attempting, and then you get two other skills that are just kind of, flavor skills. Now, the problem I'm running into is because I have these conflicting goals. Oh, one, yes, I agree that if it's in your backstory, right, if you were raised, as a fighter, you should know about fightery things, right? That should be in there somewhere. That should be a bonus somewhere. But also, if you were raised by fishermen, you should have that fishing skill, even, if it's just a minor thing, but you should still have it. But we see that one backstory is horribly better than the other one, at least for fighting. I mean, my problem is that I have made my skills much like you were describing, where there's the melee combat skill, which is about tactics, about parrying, about attacking, everything, a lot of things that revolve around melee combat. If you have the stealth skill, you can pickpocket people, you can move silently, you can pick locks, you can do all sorts of things that revolve around being like a thief. Now, the problems I'm coming up against this is, those are all well and good, those skills are kind of even, but I want characters to be able to have that backstory flavor, right, without having to sacrifice their major skills. Now, this is where I think it gets complicated for me, because straight things first, let's make a few assumptions. Skills are not equal. Some skills are better than others. For example, knowledge of melee combat most of the time is going to be better than knowledge fishing. Or let's use another one, athletics, your climb, swim, run, jump, all that type of thing. That's one skill. Athletics is gonna be better than knowledge fishing most of the time. Not 99 times out of 100, it's gonna be better. Now, I could solve that by making it cost more character creation points, but that's like a band-aid over a gaping wound. It doesn't seem right to me, right? So, one way, I'm going to run through some of the ways I've been trying to deal with this. One way I thought to do it was have these really broad skills, right? The stealth skill, the fighter skill, the cleric skill, where about the church and its history and the gossip and all of this stuff that deals with churchy stuff, it. And religions and you got it, right? And then create these really broad categories, and then create, and then say that everybody with these with all these skills that they pick, right, for part of their backstory, also get an automatic ranking of 2 in their background skill, right, which will add on to their other skills. So the way this would work is they'd have, they'd describe their background, right, and any place where they wouldn't have a score, right, for, say if he was raised by fishermen, So he doesn't have a fishing score, so he'd use that background skill to roll for it, right? My problem is I I'm very into what systems encourage players to do. Whether or not players will do it, I'm very into what the system itself would like players to do. So having that background skill encourages players to say, well, my background is that, I trained with a sword every day and I ran, 15 miles every day and followed that with 1,000 push-ups. So, I'm just gonna add that background skill to all my athletics and combat melee rolls. So yeah, I'm still better than all of you. I don't want that to happen. In fact, that's really stupid if that happens. In fact, that did happen because I tried to run it like that, and I'm gonna say right now, I have a great set of playtesters in that they are stupid, and I hate some of them. Sometimes they just piss me off with good reason. So, as you can see, I've got, well, my eyes a little puffy, allergies. Gross, right? Anyway, so I don't want that to happen. And so the 2 points in your background, and as you gain experience and your other skills gets because you don't gain levels, you just put more points into your stats or into your skills. So as your skills are become 7s, that 2 background skill doesn't really matter. That's one problem. Another problem is people creating stupid backgrounds. And I know you shouldn't play with stupid characters and you should rely on players to be mature, but the system itself would still encourage players to have that background, whether or not it's ridiculous or not. So, that's my first issue. Now, and I'm just trying to figure out a way to deal with that and make a good system, just some broad skills and really good. Now, my other problem I'm having is a question of form and customization, because with the broad skills, you pick church, all the churchy stuff. You pick melee combat, all the melee combat stuff, from tactics to whatever. You pick athletics, all the running, jumping, swimming, doing triple backflips, all that crap, that. You pick the thief skill, you can lockpick, you can pickpocket, you can move silently. That's good, and mechanically it works. Now the problem I'm having is what that does is it makes all thieves, right, pretty much the same. And yeah, I agree with you that a lot of them are gonna have some of the same skills, but if I want to be a thief, right, and so I take 3 levels in the stealth skill, the other thief in the party, he also takes 3 levels in the stealth skill. Mechanically, we're exactly the same. I mean, yeah, we can roleplay out things different and have different personalities, but the customization into the skill set, I don't know, I feel like somehow you should be able to change it. Maybe, I'm a thief, but my specialty is, breaking in places, picking locks, moving quietly, and, taking these cool treasures from people's houses, whereas, the other thief next to me, he's more of a pickpocket guy. He just goes around, sleight of hand, does all that stuff, which normally would be represented by different skills. However, making skills that are specific gets really, as you've said, stupid. But then again, I like the fact that you can customize. So I'm wondering if you have any ideas where I can incorporate both, have the best of both worlds, because I've been trying to think about that. I mean, kind of the major problems is you got these side skills like crafting and fishing that just aren't very good and aren't the core skills, right? And then you've got these other core skills, but since they're so broad, it makes characters very similar, at least mechanically. I mean, I'm not talking about personality, I'm just talking about their abilities. Makes them similar and the same as everyone else who has that ability, which is kind of sad. I want them to be able to customize more, but I'm not sure how to do that. So, anyway, yeah, this has been a question to you, Aaron, and hopefully you can give me some good feedback, because, and that's the other thing, I'm trying to make this balanced and make them equal, because, as you said in another video, that's, something you should strive for, not something you should look over. So anyway, thanks for your time. I hope to hear from you. This has been T Walker, aka Tanner, with a bunch of questions and problems. I hope I explained myself right.